Gary Carson is 18. He plays football for Penn State. This is only his first year. He's not on the starting team. He's on the second string team. He's a receiver. It's cold this afternoon and it's raining, but the team is practicing. The starting team is playing the second string players. Gary isn't happy this afternoon. He's a new player. This is his first year at Penn State. He likes football, but he doesn't like the second string team. The second string quarterback isn't friendly. Gary is a good receiver, but the quarterback doesn't pass the ball to him. Now Bill Turner has the ball. He is the quarterback. He is moving back. The starting team is going to tackle him. He sees Gary. Gary is moving too. Gary wants the ball, but Bill throws it to Ben Wilson. He catches it, but they tackle him. Later, Gary says to Bill,
"Hey, pass it to me sometime."
"Shut up, kid. You're new. I'm the quarterback here."
But Bill doesn't play well this afternoon. The second string team loses 12-0. Gary is tired and angry. He takes a shower and puts on his clothes. The players leave, but he sits down. He is thinking about the game. He isn't happy. A player comes and sits next to him. His name is Steve Evans. "Come on, Gary, cheer up. I'm going to have a drink. Are you coming?"
"Yeah, okay."
"What are you thinking about?"
"I don't like it here. I'm playing good football, and I'm a good receiver. But the players aren't friendly. Bill Turner never throws the ball to me. He doesn't like me."
"You're a good player, Gary. You're going to play on the starting team. Bill's no good. He's never going to be a first-string player. He doesn't pass to good players. Come on, I want a drink." The next day at the game, Gary and Steve sit next to each other. They watch the game. Bill isn't playing. Penn State and Ohio are playing each other. The score is 6-6. Penn State has the ball. Johnson is Penn State's quarterback. He's going to pass, but he can't see a receiver. The Ohio players are going to tackle him, but Kelly is behind the goal line. Johnson passes to him. Kelly catches it. It's a touchdown. Frank Kelly is good. We're going to win this game now.
We can win the championship this year. But next week is a big game with Pittsburgh.
Yes, we can win the championship. But Frank Kelly is going to be in that game, not you. Come on, Gary, I'm going. It's Saturday. Penn State is playing Pittsburgh at Penn State. The crowd is happy. Penn State is winning. The score is 21-0. The people in the crowd are shouting,
"Let's go, State! Let's go, State!"
Gary Carson is happy too. He is sitting beside Coach Rusty Andrews. They are watching the game. Frank Kelly is playing. He catches a pass. He runs fast, but a tackler knocks him down. The Pittsburgh players jump on him. Now the crowd is angry. Frank Kelly is hurt. He can't stand up. The game stops. They carry him off the field. What are they going to do? Frank Kelly is a good receiver. The coach says,
"Go in the game, Gary."
"Me? But I can't."
"Yes, you can, Gary. You're a good player. This is your big chance. Take it."
Gary runs onto the field.
"That's the new receiver. His name is Gary Carson,"
a man in the crowd says.
"He's going to be good."
"Frank Kelly is good now,"
his friend says. Tom Johnson is the quarterback. He says to Gary,
"I'm going to pass to you, kid. You can catch it."
Gary is happy. This is his big chance. Is he going to score a touchdown today? Gary catches the ball. He's running fast now. The Pittsburgh players can't stop him. He's running down the field. Now they tackle him. Tom Johnson says,
Nice catch, Gary.
Gary is happy. He's playing well, and he's playing on the first string. He doesn't score, but he's happy. The game ends. Penn State wins. Coach Andrews says,
Good game, Gary. You're on the first string now.
Now Gary starts every game. He scores touchdowns, he makes good catches, and he runs fast. The other team can't catch him. The Penn State crowd likes him. The people shout,
Pass it to Carson! Carson! Carson!
One Saturday, Steve Evans is playing on the first string too. He's a good player, but the crowd doesn't shout his name. He has the ball now. He passes it to Gary, but it's a bad pass and Gary can't get it. Gary is angry.
What's wrong with you? That's a bad pass.
But later, Gary scores a touchdown in this game, and Penn State wins again. The crowd is happy. The people shout,
Carson! Carson!
A man in the crowd says,
He's a good player.
the man's friend says,
Yeah, Carson's a good player, but Frank Kelly's good too. He's not playing now. What's he doing?
Frank Kelly is in the hospital. He has a bad leg. He can't play football. Steve Evans is thinking about him. People don't talk about Frank Kelly now. They talk about Gary Carson. Steve looks up. A crowd of players is standing next to Gary.
Great game, Gary.
One of them says,
What a touchdown!
says a player. Steve says, I'm going to see Frank tonight, Gary.
Frank?
Yes, Frank Kelly. He's in the hospital. Are you coming?
I can't go tonight. I'm going to be on television tonight.
Ben Wilson is listening.
I'm going to go with you to the hospital, Steve.
He looks at Gary.
Frank Kelly's my friend.
At the hospital, Steve and Ben see Frank Kelly. He's happy, but his leg is bad. He can't walk and he can't play football. He asks them about the team. We're winning, but we miss you, Frank.
Gary Carson's a good player. Is he coming tonight?
Nope, he can't come tonight.
The UCLA game is going to be a hard game. That team is very good. They're big and strong. Gary's good, but we want you, Frank.
You can't have me. My leg is bad. I'm going to see the game on television. Turn on the television now, Steve. We can watch Sports Week.
Steve turns on the television and they watch it.
Hello, this is Alan Hardy with Sports Week. Tonight we're going to talk to Penn State's new receiver, Gary Carson. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening, Alan.
The UCLA game is next week. Your team can win the championship. Do you have a chance?
We have a good chance, Alan. We're scoring touchdowns and we're winning games. Penn State can win the game.
UCLA has a good team, Gary. They're big and strong. They can hit hard. What's going to happen?
We can hit hard too, and we can play good football.
Are you going to score a touchdown in the game, Gary?
1 touchdown? I want 3 touchdowns in the UCLA game, Alan.
Ben stands up. He's very angry.
Turn off the television. I'm not going to listen to that. 3 touchdowns. Gary Carson?
Come on, Ben. Goodbye, Frank.
Goodbye, Steve. Goodbye, Ben. And good luck in the game.
It's the day of the big game. Penn State is playing UCLA. Penn State's coach, Rusty Andrews, is talking to his team.
This is going to be a hard game, but you can win. Good luck, men.
The coach turns to Gary.
Watch Gomez. He's going to play hard.
I can beat Gomez. He's no good.
Watch Gomez.
The two teams run onto the field. The Penn State team is in blue and UCLA is in gold. The crowd is very big. They shout for their teams. Penn State has the ball. Gary catches a pass and starts to run down the field. He watches Gomez. Gomez is big and strong. Gary's running with the ball, but Gomez tackles him. Penn State is near the goal line now. Gary has the ball again. He runs down the field. UCLA can't stop him. Gary crosses the goal line. It's a touchdown. Frank Kelly is watching the game on television. He is very excited. Now the score is 7-7. UCLA is playing very good football. They have the football now. The UCLA quarterback throws a pass, but a Penn State player catches it. Penn State has the ball again. Frank listens to the man on television.
What a game. It's Penn State's ball now. Tom Johnson gets the ball. He passes to Carson. Carson is running. Oh no, Gomez is coming. He's running fast. He's going to catch Carson. Gomez hits him hard. Carson drops the ball. Gomez picks it up. Carson tries to stop him, but he can't. Gomez is fast. Penn State can't stop him. Touchdown for UCLA. Now what's happening? Carson is angry? He hits Gomez in the face. They're fighting. The players are stopping them. Coach Andrews is shouting at Carson. Yes, Carson is out of the game.
You fool, Gary,
says Frank Kelly to the television.
You can't play now, and UCLA is going to win.
Gary walks off the field. He is angry and sad.
You fool,
says Tom Johnson.
We don't have time to score a touchdown.
Gary goes and sits next to Coach Andrews. The coach doesn't speak to him. They watch the end of the game. Tom Johnson is right. There is no time. The game ends. UCLA wins 14-7.
Herz, Schmerz und dies und das. Ach, das ist uralt.
Coach Andrews says to Gary,
Carson, you don't listen. You don't watch Gomez. You lose the ball, and then you fight with him. You can't fight in a football game, Carson. Now we can't play in the championship game, and you can't play on the first string again.
The Penn State players are angry at Gary too. They don't talk to him. Only Steve Evans talks to him. Bad luck, Gary. Gary is sad. He takes a shower and puts on his clothes. He sits and thinks.
I'm a fool. I'm a good receiver, but I'm a fool. Now I'm going to be on the second string. I'm never going to be on the first string again.
Gary is a second string receiver again. He plays 3 games. But at the end of the 3rd game, Coach Andrews says,
Okay, Carson, you can start on the first string again next Saturday.
Gary is happy.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Gary is on the starting team again, but he doesn't play good football. He doesn't score a touchdown. The crowd doesn't like him now. The people don't shout his name. It's the last game of the year. Penn State is playing West Virginia. Penn State is losing. Tom Johnson passes the ball to Gary. Gary runs, but a West Virginia player tackles him.
Come on, Carson.
The crowd shouts.
Play football. Carson's no good now,
Says a man in the crowd.
What is Frank Kelly doing? He's a good receiver.
We want Kelly.
The crowd shouts.
We want Frank Kelly.
The game ends. Penn State loses. Gary walks off the field. He's tired and angry. A man says,
Hey, Gary.
Gary looks at him. It's Frank Kelly.
Hello, Frank. How are you? I'm okay. Come and sit down.
They sit down. Frank says,
This is the end of your first season with Penn State. Do you like it? I'm not playing good football now. I'm not very happy. The crowd doesn't like me now. They're shouting your name now, Frank. They want you. I'm never going to play for Penn State again. What are you saying? You're good. You'll be the first string receiver again. No, Gary. My leg's bad. I'm 21, and I'm never going to play football again.
Gary is sad. What can he say?
What can I do? I can't play football now, Gary, but you can. You're good. I'm going to watch you. Play for me, kid. Do that for me, please. Okay, Frank, you watch me.